Hello, everybody. I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to jump on. I wanted to come and do podcast number 3 and also my third live with TikTok. And we've talked about goal setting and we've talked about commitment. And now I kind of just want to talk with you guys about determination and what the difference is between being committed to something and being determined to do it. So really the biggest difference between if you're determined to do something and you're committed to do something is the mindset. I can make a commitment, but I have to be determined to follow through with that commitment. So some of the times when I think about being determined to do something, I really sit back and think about what is my focal point with that? Why am I so determined to do this? For example, I make goals to lose weight and eat healthy and exercise. That's a commitment. The determination is when it gets hard. The determination is when you get to 8 o'clock that night and you want a snack. And you have to dig deep down and see what your resolve is. What is that determination to yourself and to your health and to the commitment that you've made? The same thing goes on in life. My mother used to tell me a story about the grasshopper and the ant, and it always comes back in my mind because the grasshopper made a commitment to work, and the ant did. But the ant was the only one that followed through. All summer, the ant worked and was committed and determined to have enough food for the winter. The grasshopper ended up going to the ant's door and needed food when it got to be cold. So a lot of the times we have to, when we're determined and we set commitments, it's self-perseverance, and sometimes it's just because we need to know inwardly that we are committed and determined for ourselves. Right now I'm in a project that I started about 3 years ago, and I made the commitment because of my grandpa. So my grandpa back in the early 60s had land that he started to develop, and my grandmother got sick. Well, when my grandma got sick, my grandfather had to sell the land. It wasn't that he wasn't committed to his dream because he'd already platted it out. He was going to do a little campground. He was going to have some residential houses, and it was over 100 acres. But he had to let the dream go because he was committed to my grandmother, but also determined to find a way to keep her in health. So that took the priority. So when I bought the land back, it came up for sale in 2013, and I bought it back. I had a commitment to see my grandfather's dream come true, and I was determined to do so. Well, along the way, I had every obstacle that you could possibly think to encounter, between government agencies saying I couldn't do it, even though my grandfather had already forged the way and gotten all the permits and had everything justified that he had road clearance. Long story short, it's very hard to understand land acquisition. But the biggest thing was that I was committed and determined to see my grandfather's dream come to life. When you're determined to do something, you will make a way to do it. You will find a way. So that's what I tell people that they normally lack when they do their goals and their commitments, is they lack the determination. And that's really not somebody can teach you that. That's something you have to dive deep down. And you have to sit down with yourself and say, I'm not going to give up on me. I'm not going to give up on my plan. One of the things that I read, Calvin Coolidge said something, and he said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not, genius will not, education will not. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent." And he was right. There is nothing that we can do to substitute for the commitment that we put. And we make commitments every day, but we're really not committed to our commitment. That's why people start and end diets. That's why people believe they can't reach their goals. They set their goals. They make the commitment to do it, but they don't have the determination behind them. And a lot of people don't understand the differentiation between determination and commitment. But determination is when you basically, sorry guys, let me see. I had some people say some things. And I'll take some comments at the end. But yes, determination is your mindset. It's your mindset that you believe in what you're doing. Commitment is making that plan. Determination is refusing to give up on it. That's really the easiest way that I can say that. And I saw the project through to the end. I've built in just, I don't know, 40 homes now in that subdivision. But I made a commitment to my grandfather, and I was determined to see his dream come alive. Again, it all really ends up at the center focus on where your commitment is and how the determination is to follow through with that. And I say it's a matter of the heart. I don't know. Maybe you guys will think differently, but for me, determination is the heart of why you're doing something. And that's something people can't give you. So when you pick something that you want to do, say it's a goal, because I had a lot of comments the last time about commitment and goal setting, and they said, well, we set the goals, but we just kind of can't seem to get anything going. If you're determined to do something, you will get it done. But it has to be something you have heart about. It has to be something that you really believe in. And if you really believe in it, we don't give up on our children. We're determined. Our commitment is to our children to see them healthy and happy and raised. And we're determined to do whatever we have to do to support them and provide care for them. That never ends. So let's just say you have a new business that you really want to get off of the ground, and you've set the goals and you're committed to it, but then you start running into hurdles. It's kind of like a mountain, and you have to find a way around the mountain. For me, I always look to Jesus for that. He said that we could have the faith and move mountains. So when I get down and things are really hard, for me, I look to God, and He gives me the strength I need. He helps my determination to continue going, because that's my belief system. My belief system is that God is always with me. He never leaves me. He never forsakes me. And I truly believe that you have to find whatever it is in your mindset that will give you the determination to move forward. It's easy to give up. It's easy to start over and say, well, I'm going to choose another goal. It's hard to be determined to stay focused on the plan and the road that you set forth. You believed in that goal when you set it. Unless it's become not so advantageous for you to continue on it, or something's wrong that you can't continue on it, you shouldn't give up on yourself or your goals. I used to tell my children, I'm going to tell my age now. I used to tell my children, if you start something, you have to finish it. And I'm going to tell you guys the same thing. I'm going to be your mama. If you start something, you have to believe in it. And you have to finish it. You can't just stop because it becomes hard. That's what makes you. That's what makes your determination. That's what makes your commitment. And somebody said, who am I talking to? I'm talking to every one of you. Like a friend, like a mother, or just a person that cares. People have lost their determination. I think society breeds that because it's easy just to start over. What if the people that originally forged this country gave up when they were settling in this country? What if they just gave up? Where would we be? Our forefathers had to go through a lot more than we are right now. So I think what we have to do is just look deep within ourselves and find a way to commit to our goals, to commit to the things that we have put in front of us. So if your goal is simply stated for the week, because we talked about what you're committed to, and that's what this is about, is helping you to work through your commitments, to work through the things, your goals. So now we talked about being determined with those. So now what I wanted to say to you is this. If you've set your goal and you're committed to it, and you feel it's a viable goal, you feel it's attainable, and it's something that really means something to you. For me, that's eating healthy. So I've been on an eating healthy gig. For you, it may be starting that new business that you believe in. I want to encourage you that you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. I truly believe that from the depths of my soul. But it's going to take some determination, because just as soon as you set a goal, there's going to be some opposition. But you just dig your feet in and you take it one day at a time. And I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. I believe that anything that you're determined to do, you will find a way to do it. Just as a river forges through a valley and creates its own path, we have the strength within us that is given by God to create our path. So now you've set your goals. Now you're committed. And now you're determined. I truly believe that if you use those 3 steps, you can accomplish anything you set forth to do. I think if we all set those plans in front of us and we do that on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis, how much more would we achieve? How much more could we achieve if we just took the time to set goals, to be committed to them and be determined to see them through? And that doesn't just go with goals as far as, having a goal for business or having a goal for healthcare. We have to have goals for life. We have to have plans of, what we can do in life. We all go through seasons of our life. We go through seasons where we're happy. We go through seasons where we're sad. And there's a lot of people out there that are just hurting right now. And sometimes the determination is going to be just to get through the day. And if that's all you can do right now, if all you can do is to be determined to get through today, know that I'll pray for you. You can PM me. And you can do this. I have faith in you. God has faith in you. And one day at a time, if you're determined and you have commitment, you will get through. And you'll be successful. Life isn't easy, but it's a blessing. You have to create your own opportunities. Nothing is going to be just handed to you. Nothing is going to be easy. If it's really worth working for, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to forge your own way. You're going to have to come up with alternative plans. You're going to have to come up with ways around the problems. But I assure you, in the end, when you look back, you will see that God's hand was upon you. You will see that you made your way, and you'll feel good when you sit down and you saw that not only were you committed, you set your goals, but you were determined and you didn't lose sight of that. So this week was determination. I'm determined to show you guys that I care. I'm determined to show you that together we can work together to help you set goals and achieve them and feel good about them. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope that this meant something to you, because it means something to me. I was really glad to be able to bring this to you, and I hope it brought some focus to your life. Next week, I think we're going to talk about something a little different, but this kind of sets the stage for how we're going to move forward, how you're going to be setting your goals, achieving them, and being determined. Y'all have a great rest of the week.